On paper, this looked like a difficult European away trip for Newcastle. A long journey, fatigue concerns, and a hostile atmosphere in Baku suggested a challenging night ahead. But from the very first moments, that expectation was completely shattered. There was no slow build-up, no cautious feeling-out period. Qarabağ tried to stay compact, but their defensive line never truly settled. Newcastle didn't circulate the ball and wait. They attacked with intent immediately. The tempo was relentless. Every forward run carried purpose, and every pass seemed to break through the structure far too easily. And then, total destruction! Anthony Gordon bursts through, the defence opens up, and suddenly, it's 1, then 2, then 3. Qarabağ simply couldn't react. The spaces were too big, the transitions too quick, and Newcastle punished every single mistake without hesitation. By half-time, the match was effectively over. What was expected to be a test had turned into a statement. Even when Qarabağ managed a brief response after the break, it changed nothing. Newcastle remained in control, composed and ruthless, restoring their advantage and closing the game out with authority. The real issue for Qarabağ was structural. Their defensive shape collapsed under early pressure, leaving huge gaps between midfield and defence. And once Newcastle found rhythm, there was no way back. This wasn't just a win. This was a message to the rest of Europe. Newcastle are now on the brink of their first ever Champions League round of 16, while Qarabağ's campaign is effectively over. Follow Daily Football Brief for the full story. In the freezing Arctic night, where giants often lose their way, Inter arrived expecting control, but it was Bodo Glimt who set the tone with fearless intensity, matching Inter physically and disrupting their rhythm before striking first through a beautifully worked move as a clever flick released Fett, who finished with composure. And although Inter responded with pressure and eventually found a leveller through Esposito after chaos in the box, the warning signs were there as chances went begging and the home side grew in belief. Then early in the second half, Inter had opportunities to turn the game but failed to take them, and that hesitation proved fatal as Bodo Glimt punished them ruthlessly, with Hauge firing in from close range after space opened on the edge, and before Inter could recover, the stadium erupted again as a perfectly timed run beat the offside trap, and a simple finish from Heu made it 3, leaving Inter stunned and chasing shadows. And from that moment, the Italian side had no answers as Glimt controlled the tempo, defended with discipline, and carried constant threat on the counter, sealing a famous 3-1 victory that not only ends Inter's winning run, but gives the Norwegian side a huge advantage heading into San Siro, proving once again that in Europe, reputation means nothing when intensity, belief, and precision collide. In Belgium, Atletico Madrid arrived under pressure, still chasing their first away win against Club Brugge, while the hosts carried one of the strongest home records in Europe. Early on, it was controlled but tense, with Atletico dominating possession but struggling to break through Brugge's compact defensive shape, forcing play wide and limiting clear chances. And the breakthrough didn't come from open play, but from a mistake, as a handball inside the box gave Atletico a penalty and Julian Alvarez stepped up and finished calmly to make it 1-0. However, Brugge didn't collapse, instead growing into the match with increasing confidence, pressing higher and forcing Atletico deeper, testing Jan Oblak repeatedly and shifting the momentum. Then the game exploded into chaos, as Rafael Onyedika reacted quickest inside the box to level the score. And just minutes later, Nicolo Tresoldi stretched to poke home and complete a stunning turnaround to 2-1. Atletico responded, pushing forward again, and from a dangerous delivery into the box, confusion in defence led to Joel Ordóñez turning the ball into his own net, bringing it back to 2-2. The intensity didn't drop, and deep into the second half, Atletico regained the lead through another close-range finish. But just when it seemed they might escape with the advantage, Christos Solis struck late on with a brilliant angled finish to make it 3-3 right at the death. Atletico will feel they lost control after taking the lead, sitting too deep and allowing sustained pressure instead of managing the game, while Brugge will take huge belief from a performance full of resilience and attacking intent, leaving the tie perfectly balanced ahead of the second leg in Madrid. We don't show goals, we explain them. In Greece, Olympiacos started with intensity, driven by a strong home crowd and early attacking intent. But despite their energy, they lacked precision in the final third, with chances falling their way, but failing to truly trouble the goalkeeper, while Leverkusen remained composed, absorbing pressure and waiting for the right moment to strike. And as the first half unfolded, it became clear that Olympiacos had control without cutting edge, allowing Leverkusen to grow into the match tactically and exploit spaces in transition. Then, the breakthrough arrived, and it was clinical. Patrick Schick timing his run perfectly to meet a precise through ball and calmly finishing past the keeper to make it 1-0. And before the hosts could recover, the game slipped away completely, as just minutes later, Schick was left unmarked from a corner and powered home a header to double the lead. Olympiacos were punished for their defensive lapse and inability to convert early pressure, while Leverkusen showed ruthless efficiency in front of goal, managing the game with control and composure for the remainder of the match. This result gives Leverkusen a strong advantage heading into the second leg, while Olympiacos are left to reflect on missed opportunities and a costly loss of focus at key moments. We don't show goals, we explain them.
Thank you for watching. This is Daily Football Brief. Follow for more.